Hi everybody, this is Sarah with your weekly card reading for the week beginning October 26, 2020. This week we're going to start doing something a little different, and if we like it, let's just keep doing it that way. And so I'm going to do our standard reading like we do every time, which I love doing, and then we're going to add an extra element. I'm going to add a coaching card reading, which is just a one card reading that's going to talk about personal growth this week and just like what areas we can work on our personal growth. And it's pretty exciting, so let's go ahead. So for this standard reading, I'm going to be using the Illustrated Herbiary deck. It comes with this big, beautiful book. It's so pretty. I drew the Elderberry card, which is Cycles, the Chickweed card, which is Start Fresh, and the Forbidden Fruit, which is the Apple. I love this reading. I love it. I feel like I need this reading for sure, and I'm assuming that you do too. I just love how it feels. Okay, so first of all, the Elderberry and the Cyclical card, if you'll notice, it has the moon and the seasons, and in the description it also talks about like the different times of life and all of that. What I feel like this means for us today is that we are in such a strange time this year where we kind of think everything has stopped, everything has halted, everything is altered forever. Some things have altered forever. There's been a lot of loss, but there's also been a lot of positive change. There's been just a lot. And we forget that largely the cycles are still going. Largely things have not stopped, come to the halt, crashed down. The moon still cycles, the sun still comes up, the seasons still change. We're still growing into different areas of our life, in different seasons of our life, in different times. There is comfort in cycles. And so this says to pay attention in your daily life to the small cycles that you may see, or just like the, maybe not small, but like mundane cycles like morning, evening, and night, and realize that that has just not changed in this crazy time. There's some things that are here for us. There's some things that are always going to be here for us, and that we can go to those for comfort when we need them. Also, I love this next one. It's so good. Okay, it is the Fresh Start card, and it's the Chickweed. The first thing I noticed when I saw this was the stars in a cycle, just like we just talked about, kind of like enforcing what we just said. Chickweed's name means little stars. And I feel like what this is saying, it's emphasizing what we said about the cycles and things still going the same, the stars still running their course and everything like that. But this is taking it a step further and saying, pay attention to the small signs, pay attention to the small gifts and the small beauties and the small joys, and take them as a sign that the divine is still here. Yesterday we had a storm rolling in, and I went out and I looked, and there's a few like personal signs that I have for me, like when I'm about to end a part of my life that I'm not, that no longer serves me and start something new. I see owls and hawks, and like for some reason those are just like my own personal symbol. I'm sure you have your own personal ones too. But we were about to have a storm yesterday, and I love weather. So I went out on the porch and I looked up and I saw probably 40 hawks just like flying above the apartment, just swirling in those storm clouds. And I was like, whoa, that feels like a sign. And my first sign was like, nature, whatever. It's not, I'm just grasping at stuff. But you know what? Why not? We want these big, grand things, these big, grand messages and stuff. But sometimes the universe is just showing us, saying, look, pay attention. And if it feels like a sign, then it probably is a sign. So just notice the small things, notice the little things. Your own personal symbols. Like I have a few personal ones, but I'm sure you have ones that speak to you individually and personally in your life. Pay attention, and even just like say, hey universe, I would really like a couple signs to just know that this is okay, and then just see what happens. And when it shows them to you, accept it. Okay, and there you go. And the last one, I like this one too, is Forbidden Fruit. And the first thing I noticed about this one is the serpent is kind of like breaking out of this, like he's kind of sneaking through these branches, but I thought of it as like shedding his skin, which is another cycle and growth. So I think that's just backing up what we're saying with the other two cards. But this one is different. This one is about sensation. And so a lot of times during this time, we're just in our head. We're like, oh, the presidential debate, oh, masks, and oh, all this stuff. This tells us to stop, take a second, and really be present. Notice the smells around you. Notice when you eat something, like the deliciousness of it. Notice like what's under your fingers, just like whatever you touch, like how it feels. And just paying attention and being really present in your body can actually really help your stress levels, can help your hormone levels, and just help you be a little more zen and present in your life. Also, I feel like the forbidden fruit has a second under part. If there's a part of yourself that you have not wanted to share, or not felt like you could be open about it, like possibly like the thing that came to my mind is like your own sexuality or something, it might be time to start breaking that open and taking out what you feel is forbidden and just like bringing it forward and being honest about your life. There are those that you can really trust. There are those who love you no matter what. There are those who honor you and your journey. And you can't necessarily find those people unless you're ready to own what might be difficult to own. We were all put on this world for a reason. We were all made the way we were made for a reason. And there are people who will love us and support us on a journey, no matter what that looks like. And so maybe it's time to open up and start opening to those possibilities. All right, so there we go. And for our coaching card this week, I was really excited that this one popped up for the first one. Oh, here's the deck. I'm using the Muse Tarot, which I love. And the first one that came up was the Sun. Oh, I hadn't even thought about it till just when I looked at here, but this is also a throwback to the cycle thing, isn't it? I, for some reason, didn't even think about that till just now. But the Sun I love because it is positive. It is happiness. It is fun. It is fulfillment. I also feel like not only is it connected to the cycle parts that we talked about, but it's also connected to the physical sensation, like the warm on your skin, seeing in the bright sunlight, the sensation of fun and enjoying. I know it's going to be a weird few weeks, I'm sure. I mean, just we're in a weird time in our country and all that. But I feel like this is saying that an important part of what we need to do is to also work in some fun, to also work in some pleasure, to also work in some joy. We are not this struggle that's going on. We can learn from the struggle and we can grow from the struggle, but we need not drown in it. So this just reminds us that it's actually an important healing tool to go out and have fun and have joy and be happy. There might be times, and this might be one of them, where it might be easier said than done, but it might not. So this week, go ahead and work in some time for pleasure and for fun and for just joy, even if it's on the smallest level, just something that you really enjoy, that really lights you up, that makes you feel alive, and just work that into your daily schedule. And like we said, pay attention to the small signs and the little tiny synchronicities and the beauty of the cycles in life. And you know what? We're all going to go through this together, get through this together, help each other, support each other, and we've all got this. Have a good week. Bye.